Hello everyone, I'm Great Luke, thank you for joining me, and welcome back to episode 486 of Factorio with the C-Block mod, where between episodes I've just connected some more, builds for our bus using trains, and we should have the last bits coming soon, and then our bus should once again be producing everything. And it should also be producing these things which required steel, because that should already be coming in. Hopefully that's working. Unless I've made mistakes, of course. Not sure why we would have plastic on this build, at least. But it seems to be right. Sure. Okay. But we're still waiting for more. We could go and upgrade all of this build. And that would make it better. Or faster. Everything out here should already be purple. Except for the stuff that isn't. Up here, that's fine. Yeah, this is gonna take a lot of build. So better loaders here, that would help as well. But if we just do this... And I turn off my robots because I don't have that much stuff to give, really. Do we have any other junk? Are we still getting junk? No. So we're just waiting for robots. We could, meanwhile, replace all of these if we wanted to. Have we never had loaders for this? Or did we just remove it? I think I just removed it. I removed input for concrete as well. Mainly because I wanted it to get in here instead for these trains, because we only need it here. So no reason to put it all the way through the belts. Okay. So we need to replace them all. And we're just gonna start here. Not sure what is supposed to be in this belt. Blue circuits, I guess. Yep, okay. And yes, we need power for all of this, but we can fix that. So much junk. My robots keep having to go out. Even though we have 900 available construction, but maybe they're just all queued up. I would rather spend my butts on this part, so... And we wanted them here as well. And we can power everything from out here, I guess. Get the steel flowing, please. Maybe we went a bit overboard, but it's fine. Is all of this outside of robot range? No, it shouldn't be. Okay. I will get rid of some junk again. Not that. Have more blue belt, a red belt. And now we're probably just out of belt, is that right? Okay, let's go and focus on something else while we wait for all of this to be upgraded. Not really like we have a lasting investment in that, but yeah. Let's not sit around and wait at least. Because we were trying to expand our power production. And we might still be low on power if I could click one of those. And in doing so, I wanted a way to have these seat themselves, so I've been spending a bit of time with some circuitry. First though, let's have a look. We do actually have enough power right now, but we need these to be finished and powered up by themselves. And I made this weird thing here that is supposed to let the inserter for... This is supposed to be simulating a reactor. So one of these. Just to be able to get things in and out of it. So this should, with this, be able to insert the first thing, and from there on, only insert whenever this outputs. And it does that by counting how many times each of them has taken anything from storage and put somewhere else with these two cells, and this just changes the signal of this and subtracts one from it because we want this to be able to insert one first, and with that it should just be able to insert anything and output anything. So this will always start up the process and then only input when this outputs anything. I think that should work, but it is a bit clunky. But I guess we can make it a bit smaller. But in any case, we need to fit this into the existing setup. And we need those 3 combinators for each of these reactors. So how are we going to fit that in? Also, I need to be able to remember this because I didn't make it today. So, and I also had help from the internet. But we count the output, we count the input. We modify the signal of the output and feed that to the input, and the input is just allowed to input if everything, which is basically this signal that it itself gives it, but count. So we have 25 processes now, or rotations or whatever you want to call it, inputs. If that is below the signal that we get from over here, so this is also 29 minus 1, plus 1, sorry, because we want this to work faster. And that lets it input. Okay. I can make that work. I guess we are going to put this all out here. Or potentially down here. 2 memory cells and a modifier. And the modifier is actually the memory cells. These decider combinators, and this is the modifier. Good. So to get a memory cell, there's so many tutorials on this for this on YouTube, so I'm sure someone have made some good good tutorials. Look at those, because I'm not gonna be very good at explaining this. But I am gonna remove all of this old circuitry. Some of it will need to come back, but for me to be able to do this, I'm just gonna remove the old stuff and then fit it afterwards. So this needs to be counted, and we make a memory cell by connecting the input with the output. And we just need some true condition. And green is always green. And we just take whatever we get from the inserter and output it. Yep, so this will just give us one signal whenever it picks something up, one item at a time. And if everything... No, wait, this is not limited by this. It is supposed to be working, but only if we get a signal in from somewhere else. So actually we just do this still, because that green signal will come from here. The input, however, will these reach? Yep, good. This will also count all the time. Output everything. Read hand content, pulse. We are outputting these, so we could just go with that, but we could also just modify it to everything in case we want to reuse it for thorium and deuterium reactors. Also, I'm not done yet. I need to limit it. So this was output, right? I am gonna switch these around because this needs to touch this basic. So take that signal, modify it. So each plus 1. So it seems like it has taken one action when it has taken none. And does output each, I think. And the output of those two go in there. Or I guess we just connect that, because then we have both connected to this. If everything is below... What did I output from? Am I not supposed to output an output signal and not at each? Yeah, O for output. At least that's how I got it to work. Maybe we can make it work with each, but this will be output. If everything is below output. Below. And this is input 5 already. This is only output 1. So it won't be working right now, but if we... So the way to reset this, so far I've just been... This is still counting, I've just been resetting it by doing that. And that's a bit more difficult in here. But I guess now that it is running for a while, could remove this and wire it up again. We could also remove these requests. And this leads me to the next problem. Whenever we build a new setup, we cannot allow the inputs to be there before all of the wiring has been done, because otherwise this won't work. So maybe we should have two blueprints, one without requester chests and one with. Maybe that would be good. In any case, we need this to be able to output one. Actually, let's just do that. Okay. Nothing input, nothing output in a little bit. And we'll just do that to reset the memory banks. So now nothing has been done. Good. What happened to this? Oh, we are in an unfinished build. Okay, never mind. So now in this inputs, we should count one up there. They should be equal until this outputs, and that should be good. Even if we at some point run out, this should then be able to input whenever it gets something. We need to limit the output of this to the green signal from up here. What sort of signals are we getting? We're getting a... Is that a 0 or an O? Because we don't want it to interfere with this signal. I think that's a 0. 0 or 1. So if we connect this to there, we still just have a 0 number or signal, and we will get an O signal whenever this counts up. That should be fine. And we need that to connect. Can we do that with a green signal? This just counts how many empty fuel cells we've output, so that signal shouldn't have a problem combining with this either. Something is wrong. Okay. But we do have two signals, O and 0. So why did that mess up? Because this and this would be connected then by a green wire. That's not good. Do this have a red circuit or a red wire? I don't think so. So if we reset this again, when we do that, how does this get its green signal from here? Okay, and we're removing that as well. But are we not removing a connection to somewhere else then? Like this connection, for example? Should those not be connected? It should. Okay, all of these are empty now, right? Yes, good. So whenever we want to reset, we should actually remove this whole middle part where we have signals, because otherwise we will be cutting wires. These are connected just like these are connected over here. Good. I think this is done. I am just gonna try and input some stuff, see that it counts up one. Disabled by control behavior because we already have enough steam apparently. Hopefully that is out before we are finished with this fuel cell. And this is disabled until this counts up, hopefully. Meanwhile, I'll just start preparing the other side unless we can burn it. So this whole thing. Yeah, maybe it was stupid to actually cut it. I really just wanted to mirror it. So like that, then both these bottom ones should be hooked up correctly. Lots of wires, let's ignore that for now, unless there's problems like this counting up wildly. Why is it doing that? Why is this counting up? Is it because of this? Why are these? Well, they should be connected. Why is that a problem? Because these signals then connect. Also, it doesn't actually do this correctly. This is more difficult than I had thought. Can I just take a smaller sample to work with here? I don't need these. I do need all of that, I think. Use that one. I copy this. Place out here. And give it some power. It's counting up wildly. Why is it doing that also? Dang it, these requests. It's not even requesting how to get stuff in there then. Oh, but no, I don't know. Let's ignore all of this. Okay. Yes. Well, oh, I see what's going on. There isn't supposed to be anything here. This is messed up. That's what went wrong, I think. I am just gonna cut this and get it in like normal. And then we will do our modifications out here. Need a little bit more. Are we not making any of these things yet? How can we still be low on steel? This is producing every now and then at least, so is this. Okay. So it's just a matter of time. Okay, back to business. It's so difficult to see what or where we're supposed to build here though. Just in the absolute middle, one tile down from these things. One memory cell, two memory cells. And a modifier. And this was wrong. So are these. So we have a green signal and we have an O signal because we don't have any steam here. It's good. So far so good. Trying to try and wire this up again. And unwire, actually this one is fine. Output needs to be limited by this. We need to pulse read though. This needs to pulse read. We are just going to stick with everything below output. We want to disconnect these two from each other. Let's do that all the way around. Count. This is already connected to here. We don't want this to be connected to any green wires, because then it will get screwed up with everything condition. Why is it? Oh, because it's not wired up. Okay. If we put it on a red signal though, you will count there. And output everything. Actually, let's remove these so we don't mess it up when we mirror this again. Good. This was connected to a green wire, so we can use that wire to do this. Everything. Connect those two in a separate wire. Take each, add one. Is that a problem though? Because now we take more than one signal from this green wire and add one to it. But if we just feed that back in the red wire, that should be fine. And if everything... No, not here. This is just counting. This. If everything is below the output signal, I think we're good. This is enabled, this is disabled. Because this... Why is this disabled? Shouldn't... Oh, because we removed the green signals. Okay. I need a constant combinator to check this then. Can we make one of those, please? I don't think we have them automated. But they're pretty easy. Okay, so we need some cover and some green. I'm just gonna take a couple. Get rid of that again, and that. And stop helping, please. Are we done? I hope so. Oh. Go. I'm really hoping this is going to actually work when we combine everything together. But it could be that I don't have the patience for it. We'll see. So, constant combinator. Let's input a green signal on the green wire. So now this should be enabled, and it is. Good. If we put... Actually, let's just do this analogy instead. If we input stuff, we only input one thing until we output it. Why are we not working again? Why are we counting? Oh, we're counting green signals. That doesn't really matter, does it? Does it matter? As long as green signal... It does matter. We can't count up this green signal. So we are only allowed to take... Can we isolate this signal first of all? For example, on the red wire. If we connect this here, we have the count of this, which is fine. No, but then we will add the count of this. That's not what we want. We want those to be separated counts. So undo that. And we will just have to limit what it is we're counting. Okay, time for reset. Help. It could just reset the counters by just giving it some untrue statement, I think. I want this construction queue gone. Could we please finish all of this? Or at least not have so much in the queue. Just all of it. Then we just have a lot of belt in queue, that's fine. Okay, now if we give count of 0 all around, give one to there. I'm confused. Did we not add one here? We don't output anything. Okay. Oh, but now it's counting that stuff up. So we need... What? Okay, too many wires. I am gonna unhook them from the common wires up here. And from each other there. if we don't hook it into the common wires, everything is fine, right? If we give it green here, it'll still get all of the signals, so that's bad. So it has to be a red wire. And then also a red wire connecting those, and then can't have those connected, and this part removed. So this should count outputs. Double checking. It does. Good. Guess we can still use the red wire for one of them if we want to. So this should now output count outputs. Yep. Oh, inputs, sorry. Output onto the build in this case. This count in there. It doesn't matter which color it is, does it? So we could just continue that. Add one. This destroyed. We get an output signal from... Yeah, at least we're supposed to. That is not used anywhere else, so that should be okay. Except that this will then start counting that signal up. Right? With that. And reset. On this we can do that. No? Is it not supposed to reset when it becomes untrue? Back to counting. And combine the red circuits or the red things here. This is okay. Is this okay? This is a high number, that is not, so that's why we are. Still count. Ah, dang it, I hadn't expected to spend this much time on this. I'm just getting confused by the wires. Just take that and put right here. Just want the combinators to be in the same direction, I guess. Well, this just transfers, it doesn't really matter. This one is this one. A signal go in there. Direct red signal into there. This wire, green wire, shouldn't really be necessary, I think. Let's just double check that. It works with it. Does it work without it? Reset. It's part of the way? What? Oh, I'm using a separate... This is not actually connected to itself. So I used a separate circuit to count up. That might actually be the best idea I've had for a while. Because that should prevent... counting everything else up than what we actually want, maybe? Care that the output of this gets connected to the input of this. We output a signal O. That is going to be counted up, but the output of that only goes in there. Just get a little bit more of this stuff, please. That's not actually what I wanted to test. I want to test this. And we are cleared out. Why has confused me greatly. Why is this, the output of this connected to that one? Also here we're actually counting with just the red. Oh dear. This should not be connected there. Input is connected to this. Correct. And because we were counting with the red wire, it would be getting its own value in, without us connecting anything else. I like that. Not actually sure this standalone wire makes any difference. Wasn't that wire over here? Did I remove that? This is not a counting memory cell right now, at least. I'm just double checking. But that works at least. And let's just reset it before we need it again. So this knows how many times it's output by itself, everything in this case. It also knows how many times this one has output anything. Everything is currently 0. But this is disabled. Why is that? Those two should be identical, right? Except that this is also connected to other things. This and this. Are now connected with identical wires, identical settings. This and this should now be identical. So how come some of it is not working still? I want to see a reset of this. Okay. Oh, I need... Dang it. I messed up the connections. Something like that. And now it should work. Because that was also a reset. No? So when it's connected to everything here, green signal. Is it because I use everything and not this count? Is it because it had no input signal and it had nothing to add to it then? At least this works. And let's say that this is a blackout situation, so now it should still work. Yep. And if we just reset this and get our wires back again, we're still working. Yes. Good. Let's not destroy this too much. So now this should be able to go in all corners, right? And then I would like the rest to be in here for these two and these two. Should be able to work in basically the same way. Maybe to keep it closer together, we could even do with this. That's good. So these are the counters for input, and these are the modified counters for output. Yes. Okay, can I figure out how to hook that up again? This has not been seeded, that's why it's not working. Okay. But what I really want is to just add this. Do this. And apparently we need power for that. Just one. One more time. How much we input is counted here. That's one. This one. Shouldn't matter though. How much we output is this one. Can't reach, can't reach. Can't combine it on this. Don't have any space in here except for here. So we could potentially use that. That's input, that's output. And these just go across there. Count up, give it on. Why does it not copy that? Never mind, it does. The red wire from there should just be combined with this, right? So we have both output signal and fuel signal in that one. No, because then it counts up that one. This to be green. Fine with all the other signals, that's fine. If we reset this, get back to one output, 0 everything else. Let's check this. Disabled by control behavior. Why is that? Oh, I haven't covered the settings. Also, this is not correct. This needs to go to that one. And that's still not allowed to be connected with red wire, because that's the same as adding it there, so it has to be green. Now it's enabled until we output one thing. Good. This seems too high. Why is that so high? Oh, 0. They should be 3 and 4. 3, 40. I have some crossed wires somewhere. This can't count up anything from here. As far as I can tell, at least. This is only connected to these with red wires that are not connected to anything else. This is connected with green and red to this and this. They are separated. Is it this connection that's weird or what? Don't exactly understand why that would be weird, but might be. Reset. Still 39. This is not connected anyway. No. And no. This is the one that got to 39. So we output one. Second goes there. Inputs gets added to output. It should be at 1. We add 1 to that, so we should be at 2 output. This wire should not count anything because we just have an output here of O. So we add a signal to that, but it's temporary, it's just a pulse. It's not stored. What is up with that? It gets updated from both of... No, it needs to be updated from this, of course. This needs to be pulse, that's why. It was set to hold signal. Pretty important detail. 0, 0. Two, 3. One at a time. Good. Should be there, right? Unless I've messed up now. They should be one further down, okay. Oh, I'm just blind. I thought that was the middle of this, but no. Good. Are these all set to pulse now? Pulse, 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 and pulse. If I then take this and mirror, put there, are these set to pulse? Yes, good. All has been copied then. And then we just need a little bit more space. Copy this up. Over there. And that should be it. That should be possible to paste in here if we just remove these. And it shouldn't... Well, something isn't working. Why is that? So we added some more signals. We have a red or a green. That must again be the 0 signal from here or just here. Yes. And a green signal then from up here. Why do those mess us up? Why is the output not connected here? It's only the input that's connected. No, because the output is connected with the input, so it goes back into this. Okay. I get confused about that a lot, it seems. Does it still work now? Oops, in. Oh, because we're not... Dang it. Actually need to use the correct stuff. Set this as well. Has to be this. Disabled. Why is it disabled though? 5, 2, what? Reset again, let's investigate. This is taking a long time, I'm sorry. They should both be at 3. Didn't it output 3? Am I stupid? Okay, only output one thing. See where we get from there. Good. One input signal of 2. Output. Why is this not counting up? Is it these wires being different colors again? This should work. Can we put something else than an active provider here, please? And have a look. We're not counting up. How does it get the first one then? Reset. Reach. 3, 1. What? When did I change? When did I change it to 1 output instead of input count? What? Reset. Timing. 1 and 1. 2 and 2. Output 3. Yes, good. But for some reason this is not disabled anymore. This is allowed to just keep outputting, it seems. Does this 5 Shouldn't always be below output signal. Why do we have a... Is that a O, a 0 or an O? aka output. It must be O, right? And that's wrong. Why do we have this signal in here? Because of these? Of course it is because of these. So 6 from here, 7, 8, 9. And these are then not connected, is that? No, these are not connected anywhere. These are connected to everything. Not from there though. Do that. And that. Here they are connected with green to input. And input is not wired with green to the rest of the network. Why is this wired with red or green to the rest of the network? Oh no. Input is not wired, input is not wired, input is wired, input is wired. Wrong ones. Dang it. Stop it. That should be right, I think. No output signals in there. Reset. Good. And this keeps breaking. That's good. Oh, not doing anything. It is a bit difficult to see with that short of a distance, but it's fine. And we have 15 and 15 diverted to 16, modified to 16. Good. So now again, I think this should work. Hopefully. Don't count weird numbers. Everything looks good so far. We have a lot of heat here. These should be... No, we don't have a lot of steam, so... So we are allowed to insert right now. Right now we should have... Well, we have inserted one without outputting anything, and we don't have that in our counters, so we need to reset. The actual input, not the counters this time. So now it should only input 1. Why is it inputting 2? Why are we not counting? What? Input is once again connected to the green. Oh, is that just the case with everything? Is input connected to green here? No, not here. Did I do that? Output is connected to green, but input is not. Only at the end, just like in our mockup. So we haven't counted anything yet. Please just count to 1, and it does. We have input 1 thing. When we output that, we should also have output 1 thing, curiously enough. Hopefully that's how it is just, well, that's how it's going to work. Now we can go and do this everywhere. We're not allowed to output here because we have a bunch of steam. Yes, we should do it soon though. But we need to remove all of these to reset the actual input and output count. So we need to actually cut all of this to get our new stuff in, or just this. Except if this wire's messed up. But let's do a test with this then. If we're allowed to insert 1 thing, we are allowed to insert many things, so something is wrong. Is input wired to the wrong things? No. We're counting up a lot here. Why are we doing that? Because this input... Dang it. Okay. All of this gets removed, because some... Well, the inserters are connected to each other with green wire. So the signal is propagated. Should work right. Except that I don't have all of this wire. Oh, heat pipe here now. Supposed to have all of the area covered with heat pipes in there. Not here for some reason. It's supposed to be like that. Did we not be getting stuff? Did we not make that request out in our markup? Nope. All of this. Yes, please. Why do you not work? What? Oh, because you have been counting up and I didn't reset or something. Screw the heat pipes. This removed. So many steps. These need to be cut as well when we do this, otherwise the wiring will go mad. Be lagging. Did do that correctly here. We basically need a full copy of all of this, because we did check that this one works. We don't have any extra. Why do we have extra fuel? Why are you not working? Why are you counting out crazy? Dang it! reset everything again. And let this input as much as it wants right now. We can't really get rid of our heat here. We'll just go back to our... Well, will we go back to this? Are we gonna accept that the robots are coming for all of this all the time? I guess so. I'll check all of them. Go the other way around up here. Same thing here. So correct, these two are not. So do this. And I'm gonna do this as well. I don't want the robots here. The top ones are working, these two are working, those two are working. That one is working. No interference. I remove these. And get the extra signals. Those can go in for all I care, not that, that. Everything else is fine. And we just place this on top once, except for the thing that doesn't want to go here. Just need signals to see that we're not counting up anything crazy anywhere. Though that is what this should have been doing. Have a 0 and a green. Down here we have output and input. And we are slowly counting everything up. This looks to be fine. So if we clean it back up. Active providers back in here. But don't do request to just yet, because I don't want the wiring to get messed up. and the insertions and stuff. And then copy this. Then we need to make sure that we remove all the wrong wiring, but that's what I did with removing the inserters. I'll just remove these. If we just place this down, and then we put the requested chests back in. Honestly, we should be able to place all of this faster than the robots can come with the requests for these chests. Really? So I just want something a little bit bigger to actually line this all up with. This needs more than I have here. I'm out of decider combinators, okay. That's bad. This one should be correct now, right? Actually, I didn't even check that. Why do you have blue in? And all of those in output, we should be allowed to input one more, so let's wait and see. We have one input, 0 output, or 1 output signal, that's fine, as expected. Not sure how we were allowed to put in 2 unless we didn't have override stack size enabled. Unless maybe if the reactors were already here and they had stuff in them. That might have been it. Okay. Do we have some decider combinators out here? Yes, we do. Don't have heat pipe. No. It is being made, but slowly. Lacking steel as always. Okay. Maybe we should do something to actually give more steel, or get more steel in. I think this is all good now. This is taking forever. Unless we've actually inserted more. Don't. I haven't. These should have inserted 1, not output anything. Correct. And so what is it I want to remove? Requested chests and inserters, right? Like that. And then paste this on top of it, I guess. And wait for stuff to arrive, because we haven't input anything yet. And stuff is in. Why do I not? Oh, dang it. I made mistakes. This is my own damn fault. Because that blueprint did not include these combinators at the sides. So we should use this one still, as long as we haven't removed too much stuff. We have calculated stuff incorrectly now though, so let's not do that. Reset this the easy way. Oh, but we need to empty that. Worries are coming. And then it should work now. Hopefully. One thing inserted into each. Good. So these three setups are good. I'm not gonna go through all of them to set this up. Only new stuff. But these have been... Why is this not working? Because I didn't remove stuff first. I think... Except that these need to be reset as well. Full stuff. And new stuff. Good. Then we need to update our blueprints and get rid of this stuff, I guess. This should be a complete setup. But we want it with water and stuff, dang it. Nothing is easy. To replace this blueprint, but that has the needed water included in it, which would be nice to preserve. So what we will do is not put this on top of it, but take these that are actually correct. On top of this. And make a blueprint from this. Tiles and remove all this old stuff. As if there's not land there already, we don't want that to be. Sure why this is here. And afterwards we'll take a copy of this without the requested chests, because that we'll put down first. Hopefully that's good. Everything else is good. Uneven numbers here because we have 3 things on the outsides. Or is it just one decider? Maybe it is. For each reactor we have 2 deciders. That should be 16, so it must be 1 decider and 2 of these, and then 1 of these for each reactor as well. Yes, okay. I think those numbers are good. Can we put this in here and remove it from there? Yes, we can. And make a copy. Remove those. Save. Get rid of this old one. So now we need to put this down into 2 attempts, I guess. Cancel that. This one is the final one, this one is the first one. Did it not cancel? Why didn't it cancel? Does it save by default? Okay, remove this again. Copy this. Remove requested chess and water, because then I shouldn't have to force place this one. And I shouldn't have to force place the next one either. Save. Water good, water good, everything is good. Great. I think we're happy now. And we have spent way too much time on this. But hopefully it helps us from now on, if we actually want to keep expanding, if we ever get enough steel. But unfortunately, that's all we have time for in this episode. So thank you all for joining, and I'll see you next time. Bye.